After you're done tracing all of your symbolic self-portrait with Sharpie, you're ready to color. I'd like you to use crayons and colored pencils because it's going to take a lot of colored pencil to color all of this. But colored pencils are great for small details. Now I did the guitar amplifier, the guitar, and actually I started doing this in colored pencil as well. But experience tells me this is going to take way too long to color if I don't start using crayons. So I'm looking for some good colors. I've been on a blue and red kick lately, so I'm gonna look for indigo crayon. That's regular blue. See if I have my indigo in here. Indigo is kind of a cross between purple and blue. That's cerulean. That's cerulean. There it is. Indigo and then red. All right. So I'm not going to talk about coloring these different things in because you do kind of want to make them local color. It means you want them the color that they actually are. But for the echo lines and these radiant lines, I want you to use only two colors, and I want you to fade your colors from dark to light. So there's two ways to do it. You have to start from an edge and start fading your color. I'm going to go on the bottom of each of these and fade it down. So I start hard with my coloring, but then I lighten up as I go across. It shouldn't look like a line, it should just fade out. And it's not too hard to do it one way, but it's hard to now balance this out. There we go. So that's blue light, or my indigo, from light to or dark to light. Then I'll go from red dark to light. So I'll go really hard right there on that edge, and then as I go towards that blue line, I'm going to lighten up. Now I could just keep this red crayon in my hand and put this in a way that's easier for me. And I could just do every other one. The only problem with that is sometimes it's easy to get lost and mess up then. So I start by just lining that edge, and then I'll bump it out. Go up, just do one little space at a time, make sure I get all the edges tight. I'll just finish this section just so you can see what it looks like when it's all done. Now, you might run into like some weirdness when you start doing this part, but all you have to do is, it doesn't matter if it's red or blue or whatever two colors you're using, just go really hard on one edge and fade it out. It really is not going to make a big difference if it's the same color, because it's going to be a different gradation or a different value of that color. It might be darker, it might be lighter when they meet, but it will be different, and that will give you the contrast that you need for it to look good. Alright, so that's what I'm trying to accomplish. It should be light to dark. The other thing you could do, let me do it over here, is start on this edge and blow it out like this. I guess it mainly depends on how long that line is. If it went all the way across, it would be hard to go all the way across and have a range of value. When I was in college, they made us do these little samples like this all the time with pencil or charcoal. Each and they would separate these boxes, and every box had to be a little bit lighter than the next box. All right, so that's another way to do it. So it's all dark on this edge and it's fading out as it gets away. But you'll fill up this whole thing, and you can imagine if you did this all in colored pencil, how long that would take and how many times you'd have to sharpen your pencil. But some of these things I do want to use colored pencil on because they're small details. I don't want to try to take a crayon and color that. That's too little, at least to have a control over. All right, that's it for the coloring. You will be required to color the whole thing, and it should be colored well. This should really take you about 2 classes to color. If you're coloring the whole thing in one class, you're not really being very careful, and it will show when you're finished.